Curtis Swindle. I'm the Safety Director for North Star EMS, and welcome to the New Hire Safety Orientation. The first thing we're going to talk about is your potential to be videoed in public. Everyone is videoing you whether you really realize it or not. Everyone has a cell phone. All cell phones have video capability. Most businesses have video surveillance around the business. Many parking lots have surveillance video, and most medical facilities have surveillance video. So what you need to realize is when you're on duty out in the public, likely you are being videoed. So you need to ensure that you keep that in mind, that whatever actions you're doing at the time, realize that there's likely a videotape of it. So use it as encouragement to do your job the right way every time. You don't want to be caught horsing around on video, making comments that you wouldn't want to be heard by others. Just realize that most of the time there is a high potential that there is video surveillance going on. So be aware of it and act accordingly. Let's talk about social media for a moment. Everybody today, most people certainly have Facebook pages, Twitter pages, things like that. These social media sites say a lot about you, and you need to be aware of what you say on these sites. You don't want to post or say anything on your social media that you wouldn't want to see on a billboard with your name on it, because everybody's going to see it and they're going to judge you based on whatever you say. Secondly, in our industry, it's not so hard for you to even commit a HIPAA violation using your social media. Just discussing something that you did on duty could result in a HIPAA violation. So you need to be aware of it and not do those sort of things on your social media. Don't post or say things that would contradict your position as a caregiver. Just be aware of it and try to monitor what you say. My best advice for your social media is when it comes to your personal social media, just leave North Star out of it. Leave your days on duty out of it, and everything should be fine. Coworker conflicts. It's not unusual that in any job you can occasionally have conflict with your coworkers. We recommend that if you do, you speak with your coworker. Be courteous, be respectful. If this doesn't work for you, contact a member of management, your supervisor, your manager. They'll be happy to help you get involved and get things resolved. Driving safety. What if my partner's not driving safety? Again, just like with coworker conflict, discuss your concerns with your partner. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, report to a member of management and they'll provide assistance. If your partner doesn't correct their actions once you've discussed it with them, then immediately contact the safety department and we can help take care of it. Backing vehicles. Spotters are required when backing vehicles. Always keep your spotter in sight. As the driver, if you ever lose sight of your spotter, stop immediately. Do not continue to back. Stop until you get sight of your spotter again. Roll your window down so you can hear your spotter. Agree on hand signals for stop. And when a spotter is not available, do an immediate physical walk around your vehicle looking for any hazards before you start backing. The importance of a good driving record. Off-duty tickets or wrecks can affect your ability to drive a company vehicle. All tickets and vehicle accidents, on duty or off, must be reported to the safety department. A poor driving record can result in loss of your company driving privileges and/or demotion from an ALS position to a BLS position. In some cases, loss of your driving privileges can result in going from full-time to part-time, or even termination due to a non-driver position not being available. What if you're charged with a crime while off duty? Being charged with a crime off duty can result in termination of your employment. The crimes we're talking about are crimes that the employee would have the opportunity, or the opportunity would exist while on duty to recommit the crime. So an example would be a crime of theft. While on duty, would an employee have an opportunity to steal? The answer would be yes. We carry patient belongings. You go in patients' houses, the opportunity exists. If an employee was arrested for a drug charge, the question would be, while on duty, would the employee have access to drugs? The answer would be yes. So this would result, as far as the criminal charge, in the termination of the employee. Now, pending the employee being found not guilty by the court, the employee could reapply for employment. Certain classifications of crime must be reported to the state EMS office. Alcohol policy. Reporting for duty with the detectable presence of alcohol will result in corrective action and the employee being reported to the state EMS office. Prescription drug policy. New prescriptions with safety warning labels may not be taken while on duty without management approval. So if you have a prescription with any type of safety label, such as do not take and operate machinery, those type things may cause drowsiness, you cannot take this prescription while on duty without getting management approval. Much like the prescription drug policy, the over-the-counter drug policy for North Star is whatever the substance is, if it has effects or side effects that equal such things as don't operate machinery, may cause drowsiness. These are the same as prescription medications in that they will require the approval of a supervisor or someone in management before you can take them on duty. Illegal drug use, shouldn't be any surprise, will result in corrective action and also reporting the employee to the state EMS office. We also do random and suspicion drug testing. Any positive results, again, will result in corrective action and a report to the state EMS office. Driving standards at North Star. Some of the things that we particularly look for are things such as following distance, tailgating other vehicles, overall vehicle speed. Are you traveling too fast for conditions? Are you properly using turn signals? Are you negotiating intersections according to EVOC standards in Alabama law? And are you just basically adjusting your driving to meet the road conditions that presently exist? These are the things in terms of driving that we focus on at North Star. Any violation of these will result in counseling and corrective action. What you need to know about third-party driving complaints. Basically what this is dispatcher, a supervisor, a member of management receives a call from a third party saying, hey, I have a complaint, one of your units did this or that. We investigate all complaints to the fullest ability that we can. We record all complaints, create a file on it, and save them. Third-party driving complaints can result in loss of your company driving privileges based on the outcome of an internal investigation. And basically, the best advice I can give for third-party complaints, many complaints would not make it to the point of being reported if there wasn't some fashion of a little road rage in there sometimes. Somebody riding your bumper, just conditions being hectic. Be polite. You have all day. Don't fuel someone else's road rage. If somebody wants around you, do your best to assist them with getting around you. Don't try to teach them a lesson out there on the road. It's not going to end well. Spot checks. Basically, all members of management, supervisors, managers, directors, all occasionally will be involved in doing spot checks of units. What a spot check is basically anytime during your shift 24/7, somebody may show up, say, hey, I'm here to do a spot check of your unit. What this entails is a total inventory of your unit. They're going to basically take everything out, inspect it, make sure that everything that's on your check sheet that's supposed to be there is there, that on your check sheet, if you mark something is not there, they're going to expect to find the same, that it's not there. They're looking for expired supplies that you may have missed, proper, improper equipment, quantities, either too much, too little. It's a total inspection of your unit. Reporting injuries. If you're injured while at work, report the injury immediately. Now, if you're actively engaged in patient care and you can't stop, that's understandable. Take care of your patient, but the second that's done and the opportunity presents itself, report your injuries immediately. Report it to the supervisor as soon as possible. There is paperwork needs to be done, such as first report of injuries, operations reports. All of this is to assist in getting you the care you need. Even if your injury is not something that you're requesting treatment for, you don't think it was that bad, still report the injury immediately. We need to know about it. We need to get everything documented. Don't wait till the end of the shift. Don't wait till next shift. Report it immediately. Reporting accidents. Much like reporting injuries, not a whole lot of difference. Report immediately. Anytime you have an accident, report it immediately to management. Let dispatch know, preferably before you leave the scene of where the accident happened. There may be an occasion where that's not really possible. It may be involving transport of someone who's injured. Naturally you take care of your patient first, but unless the patient is preventing you from doing so, stop and report from the scene. Don't make a decision on your own. Don't decide something like, we bumped into each other, there's no damage, I don't have damage, you don't have damage, I'm good, you're good, and y'all just decide to leave. Don't do that. Stop, notify management, and let us get this documented. There's a reason for everything. Paperwork has to be done. Reporting damage, whether it's damage to your own vehicle, damage to property, is the same as accident damage. Report it immediately, as soon as possible to management so that things can be recorded. EMT essential functions. EMT essential function requirements are listed in the state EMS rules. All EMTs must be able to meet the state's essential functions, and any time that they cannot meet those essential functions, they are required by state protocol to report it to the employer. Any employee in question of meeting the state essential functions due to a non-work related condition will be required to submit a medical release to return back to duty and submit to a physical agility test that ensures that they meet the state's essential functions. Vehicle security. All ambulances, all company-owned vehicles at North Star, if you are not in the vehicle is to be locked. Unless the vehicle is secured in a bay or garage where the public doesn't have access to it, the vehicle must be locked. If you watch the news, you can see almost every week somebody across the country stealing an ambulance because somebody didn't lock the door and they found the keys in it. We've not had that happen here yet, and this is our policy to hopefully ensure that it doesn't happen to us. Station security. Basically, if you're the last crew to leave a station, no one's left after you leave, be sure that you lock up. Leaving the station unlocked leaves everything open to being stolen. So if you're the last crew out, be sure to lock the building up. Also, security of your personal property cannot be guaranteed, so it's recommended that you limit personal property to items that you can carry with you throughout your shift. It's also recommended that you don't leave valuable property in your vehicle. You just never know.